For months, fans have been waiting patiently for the next season of The Walking Dead, and now the wait is over. The show has been renewed for yet another season, 11th in the row of the franchise, which will also be the last one from the ongoing series. And fans have been concocting all kinds of theories about what will exactly happen in the last season of the show. And today, we are going to talk about just that. Theories so crazy, they may actually be true. Enjoy. LEAH working as a CRM spy. Starting off our list with a theory which many support. And even though it is a crazy one, when the character involved in it is LEAH, a character in the series with whom we have all experienced a chain of events, which eventually brought her to where she is right now. The character we are talking about is LEAH, the one who lost everything following the apocalyptic zombie apocalypse. This theory suggests that she is working as a spy for the CRM, short for the Civil Republic Military, a branching network of 3 communities of survivors possessing a lot of equipment, including helicopters, a community which the show introduced in the 8th season of the show. Lynn Collins plays the role of LEAH, who was first introduced in the 8th episode of the 10th season. Daryl Dixon finds her instead of Rick Grimes when he went searching for him in the woods. She is camping there in order to survive. Fans were very sympathetic when they learned that she lost everything twice. Daryl and LEAH formed a bond and became very close, forming a relationship, which is very unusual for Daryl as a character. And this is the main reason for the suspicion of the fans towards her. What has she been doing for the 5 years she was not present? How did she survive up until now? So one of the suggestions is that she is actually a spy for the organization. However, we will have to wait and see how things pan out.
Where do you belong, Daryl? Out there in the river? Looking for your dead brother day after day after day? Or do you belong with the family you left?
A civil war will kick off. Over the course of the series' runtime, we have been shown that time and time again, the walkers are not the only threat humanity has to face. In their cruel and apocalyptic world, and they might not even be the biggest there is, they have faced many challenges, and the case might be that they are the real enemies, humanity itself, posing the biggest threat in this bleak world. Thus, a civil war might erupt out of nowhere. A war between the survivors, which may spell the truth into humanity as we know it. A theory worth looking into. One with a high possibility of happening, considering how things are right now after the end of Season 10. They find a cure. Considering how the main focus of the series has been thrown to the zombies of the series, there could also be a scenario in the next season where someone will develop a cure to reverse the effects of the walkers and make them human. But this seems just too good to be true, right? After all this time, a cure being developed out of nowhere? Nah, too lame of an ending. A scenario, definitely, but it can also present itself as a mixed bag of sorts, since the fans still don't know how the walkers even turned the way they did in the first place. But they might get an answer in the 11th season, which would make the scenario a little bit better, and a more safer and reliable thing to do in the near future. We will have to wait and see. The walkers finally overwhelming the survivors. On the other hand, when we take into consideration just how long the survivors have been battling the walkers, right from the point when the series started and things settled on how they are, they have been fighting the walkers for long enough. But could it be the time for the walkers to finally gain an upper hand on the humans? A huge plot twist which would pose a plausible scenario, and a theory worth seeing as an end to the series. Of course, the fans would want to see a happy ending to the long-running series, but sometimes a happy ending is not on the cards anymore. The series is just right for an ending of this kind, an ending in which the walkers will finally take over the world. Daryl kills Maggie. The 11th season of the show is bound to be one of the bloodiest and the most shocking ones of them all, since it is also the last one from the AMC horror side of things. It could even come with a deadly twist right at the end. Daryl Dixon killing Maggie Reed. Maggie, played by Lauren Cohan, made her highly anticipated return in the 10th season of the show as she reunites with the gang after she disappears in the middle of the 9th season. We all know that Maggie holds deep resentment towards Negan for the death of her husband and has vowed revenge upon him on numerous occasions. The clue dropped by Norman Reedus, the one portraying the role of Daryl at the New York Comic Con, suggests that his character, Daryl, will actually side with the former villain of the show Negan over his old friend, and a possible confrontation is at stake to say the least. This hint was said with only a few words from Norman at a press conference, quoting him, "Negan is family," a line he said when answering one of the questions from the interviewers. Rick finally becomes a walker. While many announcements and confirmations have been thrown at us about how this will be the end of the series and the last season of the show, what if this next theory is just what The Walking Dead needs? An ending which is not a true ending, but rather a setup for something bigger coming our way in the future. If so, one of the more plausible ways the series could end is if Rick Grimes dies and finally becomes a walker. After postponing this turn and constantly managing to squeeze through for so long. This would be a truly twisted way to wrap the bow on this terrifying series, which managed to hold their fans on the edge of their seats for so long, with every next season deadlier and more exciting than the previous one. A theory which could mean that there is more to the story, maybe a spin-off series, just like the two that are already out there, or even a film series maybe? A possibility which brings us to the next theory we've prepared for you. Let's dive right in. All of the shows coming together. Over the course of the series, from the premiere of the first season back in 2010 to this day, this series spawned 2 spin-offs in the likes of The Walking Dead, World Beyond, and Fear of the Walking Dead. Now, there are some fan theories out there that suggest all of the cast members from all of the series come together, merge, and try to fight off the walkers once and for all. A scenario which would mean that the series will get a big screen adaptation, revolving around their fight. At first glance, this seems like an overly likely scenario, especially since the fans are likely getting 2 new spin-offs soon. And on top of things, there are also many rumblings of a Walking Dead film coming to the big screen. Whatever the case is, there are many theories out there, both good and bad. And knowing how twisty and unruly is the world of The Walking Dead, we cannot possibly imagine how the series ends. That is, until we see it, of course. On a related note, tell us down in the comments below which of these theories seems the craziest to you. One which is highly likely to be a real one too, and why. And also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you would like to see more videos like this in the future. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.